So today is kind of different. I usually don't ever get to do this, but today is kind of like a special little topic, as in, I'm not just doing one topic today, I'll actually be doing two separate topics in one video, which is exciting. One of the reasons I'm doing it is just because, well, the topics are kind of smaller, and I feel like I would not be able to talk long enough for both topics to make a long enough run. Each topic is pretty much only like maybe like at most 5 minutes each, just because there's not much to talk about. There's only a couple things to mention, but anything too crazy that I feel like would be enough for you guys to take in. And also, I wanted to talk about both topics because I feel like they're important, and I like to pretty much give you guys my opinions on certain topics. And why not talk about two topics that involve the same team, and that is the Brooklyn Nets. First off, I'm kind of late on this, like everything else, but the Brooklyn Nets went ahead and beat the Philadelphia 76ers. I think it was like last week. I think they beat them by over 20 points. I could be wrong about that, but if I remember from my brain, my memory, the Nets beat them over by 20 points per game, not per game, but over by 20 points in the game. And Ben Simmons did not play in the game, but James Harden did, and James Harden shot terribly. And if I'm also correct, I think James Harden went ahead and shot like 4 for 17 in the game or something. It was pretty bad. He did not shoot good at all in the game. I could be wrong about those numbers, but he did not even shoot 50% from the field. I don't even think he even shot 40. I think he shot below 30s or 20% from the field. It's not including what he shot from the three. The three was abysmal. He did not show out, and so far the trade is looking good in my favor. Just wanted to bring that up. I had the Nets winning this trade. So far, it's looking pretty good. I know James Harden was looking great with the 76ers in the games that he has played, and the team looks amazing. I'm not going to disagree with that. And, I mean, my point was the Nets won the trade because I felt like now, yes, the 76ers technically won the trade just because I feel like it benefits them now with having James Harden and Joel Embiid together. In the first year or two, I think this team will benefit from it. But after the next, let's say, 3 to 4 seasons or more after that, I feel like this trade will not be as beneficial to them as it will to the Nets. And I think that's why the Nets won the trade. Going back to my previous videos, because I feel like this trade is going to benefit the Nets in longer term than it will the 76ers. And I think the 76ers knew coming into this trade that it was not going to benefit them on the long term, but more on the short term of being able to go capture a championship. So, but that's why I took the Nets, also just because I feel like it will benefit them in the future. So, but it was kind of rough watching that game, seeing that James Harden was not able to perform. And also, that's why I also believe the 76ers, even if they get to a championship game, I still feel like they will not be able to win one just because of James Harden. Just watching how he's been in the past couple seasons and what I've watched from him, he doesn't show up in the playoffs and the championship. He just doesn't. The game that really killed me when I first had to finally realize that he wasn't the type of player that you would hope for him to be, as he's one of the most dominant scorers we have had in this generation, was when they had a Game 7 against the Golden State Warriors, and when the Warriors had Kevin Durant, Curry on the same team, and the Rockets were actually up 3-2 in the series in the Western Conference Finals. This is when they had James Harden and Chris Paul, and Chris Paul was out for an injury for, I think, those last two games, and the Rockets could have easily beat them in those last two games. And I think even Draymond Green came out on the record saying that the Rockets could have easily beaten them in any of those two last games, but they could not close it out. They actually, in Game 7, the Rockets actually probably had the worst recorded shooting like game ever in a game 7. Like the shooting percentage, and it was bad. I think that was the game where Trevor Ariza shot like 0 for 11 or 0 for 10 from 3. It was pretty rough. And James Harden also shot really bad. And just watching that showed me he's not that type of guy to go out there and win you a championship. He could prove me wrong, though. His career's still going on, so he can still prove me wrong. And I wouldn't be mad if he does. So, because if he proves me wrong, then that just brings more things to talk about. Because then it's like, he's actually good in the playoffs. That's crazy. It brings more discussion to the topic. But at this moment in time, I don't believe they will win a championship or even go near it. And then going from that topic to the other one, Kyrie and the Nets. Essentially the Nets, not really directly towards Kyrie, but it was directly towards Kyrie, but he wasn't the one that got fined. It was really the organization. The Brooklyn Nets got fined by the NBA. I think they got fined like $50,000, or maybe it was $500,000, but I think it was maybe just $50,000 for like a warning fine, really. Kyrie was courtside at the Nets game the other night, and turns out the NBA fined the Nets because he went into the locker room and went against protocol. And all I have to say about that is that's really dumb. And NBA, you guys really need to change your rules, not just the NBA, but also really New York too. Like, I don't know how you guys are still not letting this guy play in games. I saw this really funny tweet the day after that the NBA fined the Nets. I saw this one tweet. Turns out the New York mayor, I think it was the mayor of New York City, he posted a tweet congratulating the New York Knicks on something. And people were like, oh, that's why they won't have Kyrie playing games, because the mayor of New York City is a Knicks fan. And I find that kind of comical, and I don't know. I don't think that's actually the reason why, they haven't let Kyrie actually play. But that's pretty funny to point that out and be like, the New York mayor is a New York Knicks fan. That's interesting. But that's really why I didn't want to create a whole video on that topic specifically, because it's pretty quick and easy. Like, NBA, what are you doing? Let the man play. New York, let the man play. I mean, come on. I mean, what are we doing? Like, just let him play. He makes the league money. Do you guys not like money? Come on. I get it. The reason you have him out is because of the virus and protocol and stuff like that. He isn't vaccinated and all that, but come on, man. Like, I mean, we have the vaccine out and stuff. I think the virus has been around for a while now. At this point, I think everyone's safe at this point. Most of the people that want to be vaccinated are vaccinated, and the people that don't want to, they're not. So you might as well just let the man play. The people that are protected now at this point, and they have nothing to worry about. So let the man play. Come on. And Ben Simmons, you need to play too, sir. I don't know what's taking you so long, but you need to get in the games and actually start playing. Because we need to see how this team goes. I can't wait to watch Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons play. I feel like that's going to be a great match make in heaven. Just because I feel like Ben Simmons he fits better with their team than James Harden did. Just because James Harden and Kyrie, they did not fit well together. And I knew when they made the trade, they did not fit well. And by the end of them being together, they definitely did not fit well. Especially looking at the rumors and stuff that came out about it. It was pretty rough. But if you guys have any opinions of your own or any comments that you have on any of these two topics, I'd really appreciate it. You can comment below and you guys can give me your opinion or whatever. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate all your guys' support that you've been giving me these past couple months, weeks, and days. It's been awesome. And if you guys can keep it up, I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in a pretty much in the next couple days, I'll be making more videos. I pretty much come out with a video every single day besides the weekend because that's my time to chill. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.